Hello, Army. Imagine the lights dimming, the crowd noise fading into a low cinematic hum, and a single name echoing across continents, charts, award stages, and fan hearts all at once. Jungkook. But here's the real question. How did a boy once introduced as BTS's youngest member quietly turn into a global benchmark for solo success without ever screaming for attention? How did one song travel faster than language, culture, and borders, and suddenly rewrite the rules of what a K-pop soloist could achieve on the world stage? This isn't just about trophies, shiny statues, or applause caught on camera. This is about moments when the industry paused, when Western and Asian award shows spoke the same name, when algorithms, critics, fans, and casual listeners all strangely agreed. Was it timing, talent, or something deeper that made Jungkook's era feel inevitable rather than accidental? Think about it. How often does one artist dominate MTV, TikTok, Brazil, Japan, Thailand, and Korea almost simultaneously? How often does a single track become a cultural passport instead of just a hit song? And more importantly, what does it take mentally and emotionally to carry BTS's legacy on your shoulders while carving a brand new solo identity under the harshest global spotlight? Tonight, we're not counting awards like numbers on a scoreboard. We're unpacking impact, pressure, gratitude, and evolution. We're tracing how Jungkook's voice became a global language, how dance turned into storytelling, and how recognition followed, not because it was chased, but because it was earned. So before we jump into the list, ask yourself this. If these achievements came in just one explosive era, what kind of artist are we actually witnessing in real time? This is not hype. This is history forming, one award at a time. And now let's start counting slowly, intensely, and with purpose. Number 7 left and right silent takeover. A cross-border victory. When people talk about Jungkook's global dominance, they often jump straight to 7. But the real foundation of his international credibility was quietly laid earlier, and it came through an unexpected yet perfectly balanced collaboration. Left and Right with Charlie Puth. This wasn't just a feature slapped onto a Western pop track. It was a strategic cultural handshake that resonated deeply enough to earn Best Song of the Year by streaming Western at the 37th Japan Gold Disc Awards, one of Japan's most data-driven and numbers-focused music honors. And that detail matters, because this award isn't about hype, visuals, or fan votes alone. It's about consumption, longevity, and real listener behavior in one of the toughest music markets in the world. Japan doesn't hand out streaming awards lightly. Their charts reward consistency, repeat plays, and genuine public interest, which means Left and Right didn't just trend. It lived in people's daily playlists. What makes this moment emotionally powerful is the timing. At that point, Jungkook hadn't officially launched his solo era yet. There was no massive solo album rollout, no global solo tour, no overwhelming media campaign branding him as the next big soloist. And yet, his voice was already crossing borders naturally, blending into Western pop radio without resistance. The song itself feels deceptively simple, bright melodies, playful back-and-forth vocals, but beneath that lightness is a masterclass in musical chemistry. Jungkook didn't overpower Charlie Puth, and Charlie didn't overshadow Jungkook. Instead, they met in the middle, creating a sound that felt familiar to Western listeners while still carrying Jungkook's emotional tone and vocal color that fans instantly recognized. When the Japan Gold Disc Awards acknowledged this track, it wasn't just validating the song, it was validating Jungkook as a global streaming force even outside the K-pop label. And Charlie Puth's reaction said everything. He openly expressed gratitude for being able to collaborate with Jungkook, subtly flipping the usual narrative. This wasn't a Western artist giving space to a K-pop idol. It was two equals meeting at the same artistic level. For Jungkook, this award symbolized trust, from international audiences who streamed the song repeatedly without needing to know his backstory, and from an industry that measures success in hard numbers, not fandom noise. Emotionally, this win feels like the calm before the storm. Looking back now, it's almost poetic. Left and Right walked so 7 could run. It proved Jungkook could exist comfortably in Western pop ecosystems, survive algorithm-heavy platforms, and connect with listeners who might not even know BTS. That's why this award sits quietly at number 7. Not because it's small, but because it's foundational. It's the proof that Jungkook didn't suddenly appear as a global solo star. He was already there, building trust one stream at a time, one honest collaboration at a time, long before the world fully caught on. Number 6 song of the summer explosion, when 7 took over the world, If Left and Right, was the quiet proof of Jungkook's global compatibility. Then 7 was the moment he stopped knocking and kicked the door wide open. Winning Song of the Summer at the MTV Video Music Awards 2023 wasn't just another trophy, it was a cultural timestamp. Song of the Summer is one of those titles that instantly captures a feeling, a season, a collective memory, and in 2023, that feeling had one unmistakable soundtrack. From beach playlists to gym speakers, late-night drives to endless short-form videos, 7 Feet Lado didn't just chart well, it followed people everywhere. And that's the real magic behind this award. The VMAs don't crown technical perfection, they crown impact. They ask a simple but brutal question: what song did you hear whether you wanted to or not? And the answer, across continents, demographics, and platforms, was 7. What made this win especially powerful was the context. This was Jungkook's official solo debut era, meaning the pressure was unreal. Expectations were sky-high, skepticism was loud, and comparisons were unavoidable. Could BTS's Golden Magne stand alone without the group's structure? Could he dominate Western stages without losing his identity? 7 answered all of that in under 3 minutes. The song's production was clean, addictive, and intentionally global, but Jungkook's delivery is what locked listeners in. His voice carried confidence without arrogance, sensuality without excess, and warmth that felt human rather than manufactured. Then there's Lado's feature, sharp, playful, and perfectly placed, which pushed the song deeper into Western mainstream without diluting Jungkook's presence. Winning Song of the Summer at the VMAs also signaled something bigger: acceptance. This wasn't the niche category. This wasn't Best K-pop. This was a universal slot where pop heavyweights compete head-to-head, and Jungkook didn't just participate, he dominated. Emotionally, this award feels like validation after years of restraint. Fans watched him grow inside BTS, often holding back to support the group dynamic, and suddenly here he was center stage, carrying an entire era on his own shoulders, and doing it effortlessly. The summer of 2023 will forever be remembered as the season Jungkook became unavoidable. Every replay, every viral clip, every radio spin built a shared global memory, and when the VMAs called his name, it felt less like a surprise and more like confirmation of something everyone already knew. 7 wasn't just the song of that summer. It was the moment Jungkook officially stepped into the global pop conversation and refused to leave. Number 5 Mama Night Domination, when performance became proof. If there was ever a night that silenced every lingering doubt about Jungkook's power as a solo artist, it was the 2023 Mama Awards. Winning Best Dance Performance Male Solo and Best Collaboration for 7 Feet Lado wasn't just about collecting trophies, it was about proving versatility under the harshest spotlight in K-pop. Mama is ruthless. It's where choreography is dissected frame by frame, where live stages are judged not just by fans but by industry professionals who know exactly how hard it is to command a stage alone. And Jungkook didn't just survive that pressure, he owned it. Best Dance Performance Male Solo was a direct acknowledgement of something fans have known for years, but rarely saw highlighted in solo form. Jungkook's body tells stories before his voice even enters. Every move during 7 was intentional, sharp yet fluid, confident yet controlled, sensual without crossing into chaos. It wasn't about flashy tricks or overcomplicated routines. It was about precision, stamina, and the kind of musicality that only comes from years of disciplined training. Watching him perform felt less like witnessing choreography and more like watching muscle memory shaped by passion and obsession. Then came Best Collaboration, and this award carried a different emotional weight. Collaborations can be risky, especially during a debut solo era. There's always the fear of imbalance, one artist overshadowing the other, or the song losing its identity. But Seven avoided every trap. Jungkook and Lado didn't compete. They complemented. The song felt cohesive, not stitched together for chart strategy. Mama, recognizing this balance, sent a powerful message. Jungkook wasn't just a great performer. He was a smart artist who understood chemistry, timing, and global appeal. Emotionally, this night felt like Jungkook reclaiming space. For years, he shined within a group structure, often adapting his presence to fit a collective rhythm. On the Mama stage, he stood alone, carrying the full weight of the performance without backup safety nets. And instead of looking exposed, he looked liberated. There was a quiet confidence in the way he moved, the way he breathed between steps, the way he held the stage even in silence. These awards weren't just about Seven as a song. They were about Jungkook as a complete package: vocalist, dancer, collaborator, and leader of his own artistic direction. Mama 2023 didn't crown a newcomer experimenting with solo fame. It crowned an artist who had been ready all along, simply waiting for the right moment to step forward and prove it. Number 4 Melon Music Award Sweep. When Korea spoke loud and clear, before the world applauds, Korea always watches first. And at the 2023 Melon Music Awards, Jungkook didn't just get noticed, he got confirmed. Winning Best Male Artist, Top 10 Artist, Hot Trend Award, and Millions Top 10 in a single night felt less like a surprise and more like a national consensus. This wasn't about international hype or Western validation. This was home. Melon is Korea's most influential digital platform, driven by real-time listening habits, daily routines, late-night replays, and songs people actually live with. That's why these awards hit differently. They reflected what the public chose when no cameras were watching. Best Male Artist recognized Jungkook not as BTS's Jungkook, but as a standalone force who could dominate Korea's soundscape on his own. It acknowledged consistency, quality, and emotional reach, things that can't be faked by fan energy alone. Then there's the Top 10 Artist Award, which cemented his place among the year's most influential names across all genres. It wasn't a genre box. It wasn't a niche category. It was Jungkook standing shoulder to shoulder with Korea's biggest acts, fully accepted as part of the country's musical backbone. The Hot Trend Award told another story entirely. Trends are fleeting, unpredictable, and often shallow, but Jungkook's trend wasn't just viral, it was sustained. From fashion choices to vocal styles, from performance clips to everyday conversations, his presence shaped the cultural temperature of 2023. And Millions Top 10? That one spoke the language of numbers, repetition, and loyalty. It meant millions of streams not once, but again and again, from listeners who chose his music as part of their daily emotional routine. Emotionally, this sweep felt like a homecoming. After conquering global charts and Western stages, Jungkook returned to Korea not as someone seeking approval, but as someone being embraced. There was a sense of pride in these wins, a quiet acknowledgement of growth, sacrifice, and maturity. Watching him accept these awards felt like witnessing an artist finally standing at the intersection of public love and personal identity. The Melon Music Awards didn't just reward success, they reflected trust. Trust that Jungkook's music would stay, not fade. Trust that his voice had become a part of Korea's everyday sound. And in an industry where public opinion can shift overnight, that kind of trust is the rarest award of all. Number 3 Brazil breaks the silence. A new global pulse ignites. When Jungkook's name echoed through the Breaktudo Awards 2023 in Brazil, it marked a turning point that felt both unexpected and deeply symbolic. Winning International Music Video for 7 Feet Lado and International Artist on the Rise wasn't just about trophies traveling across continents. It was about recognition from a region known for its raw passion, emotional intensity, and brutally honest fandom culture. Brazil doesn't follow trends quietly. When Brazilian audiences embrace an artist, they do it loudly, emotionally, and without filters. That's why this moment matters. 7 wasn't just streamed there. It was lived, shared, danced to, and debated across social platforms in Portuguese, Spanish, and everything in between. The International Music Video Award highlighted something often overlooked: Jungkook's visual storytelling. The video for 7 wasn't about flashy symbolism or overcomplicated metaphors. It leaned into humor, vulnerability, and playful chaos, showing Jungkook in situations that felt human rather than untouchable. That relatability resonated strongly in Latin culture, where authenticity matters more than perfection. Then came International Artist on the Rise, a title that feels almost ironic considering Jungkook's long career, but that's exactly why it hits emotionally. To a new audience, he wasn't a veteran idol with a decade of history. He was a fresh solo voice carving space in their playlists. This award captured the moment when Jungkook's global story reset, allowing new listeners to discover him without preconceptions. Emotionally, this recognition from Brazil felt like a heartbeat spreading southward. It proved that Jungkook's appeal wasn't limited to English-speaking markets or traditional K-pop hubs. His music crossed language barriers through feeling alone, through rhythm, expression, and presence. Breaktudo's acknowledgement sent a powerful signal. Jungkook wasn't just expanding geographically, he was connecting emotionally with cultures that value sincerity above image. This wasn't a quiet expansion. It was explosive, colorful, and full of life, just like Brazil itself. Sometimes, global recognition doesn't arrive from the places you expect. It erupts from places that feel music with their whole soul. That's exactly what happened when Jungkook swept 2 major titles at the Breaktudo Awards 2023 in Brazil, winning International Music Video for 7 Feet Lado and International Artist on the Rise. Brazil is not a passive market. It's emotional, expressive, and famously honest. If Brazilian audiences don't connect with you, they won't pretend. And if they do connect, they'll lift you with a level of passion that shakes the internet. Jungkook didn't just enter that space. He was welcomed like someone who understood its rhythm instinctively. The award for International Music Video wasn't given because the visuals were expensive or overly artistic. It was because the 7 music video felt alive. It showed humor, obsession, chaos, and vulnerability in a way that felt cinematic yet relatable. Jungkook wasn't presented as a distant pop god. He was clumsy, expressive, stubbornly in love, and emotionally exposed. That human energy is exactly what Latin audiences gravitate toward, and Brazil saw it immediately. Then there's International Artist on the Rise, a title that carries a deeper narrative twist. For fans who followed Jungkook since his teenage years, calling him on the rise might sound strange, but from Brazil's perspective, it was accurate and honest. This was their first chapter with Jungkook as a solo artist, not as a BTS member, not as a feature, but as a standalone global voice. And the fact that he made such a strong impression so quickly speaks volumes about his adaptability and emotional reach. Emotionally, this moment felt like expansion rather than repetition. Jungkook wasn't recycling success from familiar markets. He was earning new trust from a culture that celebrates intensity, vulnerability, and sincerity. Social media in Brazil exploded with reaction clips, dance covers, and fan-made edits that treated 7 less like a foreign hit and more like a shared emotional experience. Breaktudo didn't just recognize Jungkook's popularity, they recognized his ability to connect. And in a world where global success often feels algorithmic and cold, Brazil's recognition reminded everyone of something important. Jungkook's rise isn't powered only by numbers, but by emotion that translates even when language doesn't. Number 2, TikTok Thailand's crown. When gratitude turned viral power into history. If there's one platform that defines modern music impact in real time, it's TikTok. And when Jungkook won International Song of the Year at the TikTok Awards Thailand 2023 for 7 Feet Lado, it confirmed something massive. This song didn't just travel across charts, it lived inside people's daily habits. Thailand is one of TikTok's most active and creative regions, where trends aren't copied blindly but reshaped with local flavor, emotion, humor, and storytelling. For a song to dominate there, it needs more than a catchy hook. It needs a soul that invites participation. 7 did exactly that. It wasn't just used for dance challenges. It became background music for confessions, heartbreak edits, couple moments, glow-ups, gym routines, and late-night thoughts. That versatility is rare, and TikTok noticed. What made this award emotionally powerful was Jungkook's response. Instead of focusing on numbers or records, he openly expressed gratitude toward fans, acknowledging their role in carrying the song forward. That moment mattered. It reminded everyone that behind the global reach, behind the viral loops and endless recreations, there was an artist genuinely watching, feeling, and appreciating the movement around his work. This wasn't distant stardom, it was connection. From an industry perspective, International Song of the Year at a TikTok Awards event is a serious signal. It means the song shaped online culture, not just playlists. Algorithms amplify what people choose to reuse, and Seven survived that brutal test repeatedly. Emotionally, this win felt intimate despite its scale. It showed Jungkook understanding the modern audience, how music now lives in seconds, gestures, and shared moments rather than full-length listens alone. Thailand's recognition captured the heartbeat of Jungkook's era. Fast, emotional, global, yet deeply personal. This wasn't just a viral victory. It was proof that Jungkook knew how to move with the times without losing sincerity, and that balance pushed him one step closer to the very top of this list. Number 1 MTV EMA Historic Shock. When Jungkook rewrote the global rulebook, there are wins that feel impressive, and then there are wins that feel impossible until they happen. Jungkook's victory at the MTV Europe Music Awards 2023 belongs firmly in the second category. Winning Best K-pop and Best Song for Seven in the same year wasn't just the peak of his solo era. It was a historic rupture in how the global industry views Asian solo artists. For the first time ever, an Asian soloist claimed both titles, and that detail alone changes everything. Best K-pop already acknowledges cultural influence, but Best Song? That category is brutally competitive, pitting global chart dominators against each other, without genre protection, without regional safety nets. Jungkook didn't win because he represented K-pop. He won because Seven had become unavoidable worldwide. The song crossed borders so seamlessly that by the time the EMAs called his name, it felt less like a surprise and more like the industry catching up to reality. What made this moment emotionally overwhelming was the symbolism. Jungkook stood on a European stage, carrying years of training, pressure, expectations, and silent self-doubt, and suddenly the conversation shifted. He wasn't being celebrated as an exception anymore. He was being celebrated as a standard. The EMA audience wasn't reacting to novelty, they were reacting to dominance. Seven had lived on radio, streaming platforms, clubs, and social media for months, embedding itself into everyday soundtracks across cultures that don't always overlap. And Jungkook's performance image, confident yet grounded, reinforced the message that he belonged there naturally. Becoming the first Asian solo artist to achieve this double win didn't just elevate his resume, it cracked open doors that had been quietly sealed for decades. Emotionally, this award felt like a full-circle moment, from a young trainee once doubted for debuting too early, to an artist now redefining global benchmarks. It validated every risk he took stepping out alone, every sleepless night refining vocals, every fear of being compared endlessly to his own legendary group. The MTV EMA stage didn't just crown Jungkook's song, it crowned his evolution. This wasn't the end of a journey. It was a statement written in history. Jungkook isn't chasing the world anymore. The world is officially keeping up with him. Some moments don't just make headlines, they redraw the map. Jungkook's triumph at the MTV Europe Music Awards 2023 did exactly that. Winning Best K-pop and Best Song for Seven wasn't merely stacking awards, it was a global recalibration of what success looks like for an Asian solo artist. This wasn't a category designed to be kind. Best Song is where chart monsters collide, where language, origin, and fandom size stop mattering and only impact survives. And Seven didn't just survive, it dominated. By the time the EMA stage announced Jungkook's name, the song had already woven itself into daily life across continents, from late-night radio rotations to viral clips looping endlessly on social platforms. The industry didn't discover Jungkook that night. It officially acknowledged what listeners had been living with for months. Emotionally, This double win carried a weight that numbers can't explain. Jungkook wasn't standing there as a novelty from the East or a K-pop crossover experiment. He stood there as an artist whose work had erased borders through pure accessibility and emotional pull. Best K-pop honored his roots, his culture, and the ecosystem that shaped him, but Best Song placed him in the same global lane as pop's biggest powerhouses, without an asterisk. That contrast is what makes this moment historic. He didn't have to abandon his identity to win globally. He expanded it. Behind the scenes, this victory symbolized courage. The courage to step out from the safety of a legendary group, to risk comparison, criticism, and the brutal spotlight of solo expectations. 7. Carried that risk boldly, pairing sharp production with vulnerability and confidence in equal measure. When Jungkook became the first Asian solo artist to achieve this dual EMA win, it wasn't just his personal milestone, it was a quiet promise to future artists watching from afar. The ceiling had cracked, the rules had shifted, and emotionally, that night felt like inevitability finally catching up with preparation. Jungkook didn't rush history. He waited, worked, and when the moment arrived, he stood calmly in it. Number 1 isn't just where this list ends, it's where a new global standard begins.